The rise of violence with politics is nothing new. The rise of violence in American politics is something that's very, very new. There are 5 judges handling Donald J. Trump's court filings. There is one judge of those 5 that is playing ball with Donald Trump. She hasn't been threatened. The other 4 judges who are prosecuting or presiding, let me use the correct word, presiding over the Trump trial, have all been threatened. Donald Trump's incompetence with hiring attorneys, though he always claims to get the best people, and as we can see through his entire administration, how many people he had to let go or would say the exact opposite of what he said about them when he would introduce them. Donald Trump doesn't make good decisions. And his attorney on the case where he's going to lose like $350 million in New York didn't ask for a jury trial, just for the judge. Well, you get what you pay for, Donald. Like, are you not tired of the threats of civil war? I did a whole video on a guy named Brennan Tilley who was waiting for a text or a call or a tweet from Donald J. Trump to unalive other Americans. It's that threatening. I called the FBI and reported Brennan Tilley to them. Played the message, gave the information I could find on YouTube about him and his repugnance. But you don't see this on our side. No one is calling for the open extermination of people that are in evangelical churches, because that's the counterpoint. Donald Trump is talking about deporting 10 million people as soon as he gets to office, setting up camps. Last time we had camps, they were for Japanese Americans during World War II. And despite what Nikki Haley says, it was a lot about racism, don't you think? Because there were German and Italian Americans all throughout the East Coast that were not jailed. And putting people in camps and taking away their businesses and their property in California, that cost Japanese Americans, and yet they fought in the United States. Race has always been an issue in our country. And extremism, whether it was Bedford Forrest and the losers in Tennessee that started the Ku Klux Klan, and all of the progenitors of the white nationalist groups that we have up to today can all be directly linked back to the fathers and daughters of fucking the Confederacy. It's white nationalism. And it's violence. And it's being perpetrated by the most ignorant above us who are most easily led because they can't have the ability to discern fact from fiction. And they go on hate instead of love. I don't think the Democratic Party is perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I do know that the GOP is trying to take rights away from my daughter. The GOP is trying to take voting rights. Like in my state, it's over 1.3 million people have come off the voter rolls. That is voter suppression. Almost 800,000 of them are Democrats. Again, voter suppression. You don't see this on the left. We have a ballot initiative to have abortion enshrined in our state, like it was in Ohio. And our Attorney General is trying to prevent that because she knows it's a losing proposition, even though our threshold is 60%. There's going to be violence about that too. I'm surprised there hasn't been violence in that direction by husbands of women who are dying. It's not a good solution. The GOP is actively trying to make sure that women cannot know what's going on with their fetus, so they will carry children to term despite the fact that it might kill them, or they might be dead. This is the cruelty of the GOP. Please keep this in mind, that it's not Democrats threatening officials. It's not Democrats threatening a civil war. It's the people that have moved to the extreme right and who are looking for an authoritarian leader. And that leader is Donald J. Trump, Nikki Haley, or Ron DeSantis. All 3 of them will gladly walk into Project 2025, put you in a camp, and take away your rights. It's an important year. There's less than 295 days left before the election. vote true, and vote blue.